Give me 1 second. We're nearly all set up. We'll get going. Right. So what do we want to look at, buddy-os? I'm gonna go for first, Jill.
Yeah, for me, it is about building my script. So before I was like just asking, I would say, shitty questions. And ever since the coaching call last week, I'm trying to get better on the question. When you say with Submerge about like how many leads can you fulfill, etc. So I'm mostly on this track, because I'm selling like B2B marketing, etc. So I'm trying to get on this track about like, hey, okay, what actually can you fulfill? Is it just you or do you have a team, etc. But I just want to have like better questions and get straight to it.
Don't go that way with it. Don't ask somebody what can you fulfill. You know why?
Right.
Because it's not your responsibility and it's not your concern. And what you will do is you will get people questioning themselves and saying to themselves, well, fuck, maybe we actually can fulfill all these leads that you're going to provide me.
Mm.
And what does that do? It creates uncertainty and it creates doubt in themselves, not necessarily in you, but it just creates doubt in their process. And do they have their infrastructure built to be able to provide what you're looking for?
Okay. Most likely the response that I got from this is like, yeah, we do have the bandwidth to go with more actually, but yeah.
So just be very careful with it.
Okay.
Do you have a script that I can look at?
It is a little bit shitty, so I think we should just start from scratch.
All right. Did you get the fundamentals, the basis of what we do? Meaning
Yeah, sure.
scripting. Do you have it?
Yeah, of course.
If not, I'm going to get it up. Does everyone have it?
Yeah.
Okay. If not, I'm going to.
I'm basically in the same boat as Jill, so this is going to help me a lot too.
Yeah. I'm going to put it in here. What was I going to say to you, Jill, was get what you have up. Let's have a look at it. Where the fuck is Korea gone? Send it in the group and we can have a look.
Yeah. Okay. So I have it.
Where did you send it?
Oh no, you want me to send something in terms of the script that I have?
Yeah, just put it in the chat here.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, basically, I was just getting to, your North Star process, but I was trying to get like more personalized questions, but they are just shitty. So I mean,
Put it in here. Put the group. Put the fucking thing in here.
Okay.
Waste time. Willie Burger, what's going on with you, buddy? Come back to you.
I just got back from Spain, Europe, got an offer last Monday. So it's been a little rocky, but people are hanging up, so that's a good sign for me at least. That didn't really happen in the past.
They are hanging up.
They are.
Okay.
Like I'm getting their payment card and then they're just like, this happened like twice or 3 times.
I'll be too worried about that. You want a thing in here? Passcode?
Oh shit. Yeah, hold on. I don't know why they have passcodes.
Marcus, what's going on with you? Did you message Danielle or what happened?
Yeah, I did, but she didn't message back or anything. Messaged her a couple times, but I can do it again today.
AK at.
Phil, why is there no script? Where's your script, big dog?
Yeah, I'm trying to put it on Drive. So if someone wants to
Right.
go first, let's go.
Wrong password, dickhead.
All right, give me a second.
Right. Jesus Christ, I'm dealing with a bunch of amateurs today. Marcus, what's going on with you?
Yeah, I just had a question on, because you know the calls are 30 minutes, so I'm trying to figure out if these people have money still, because there's a lot of broke people booking on the call. I guess those upfront questions, like how do you kind of just qualify really, really early and still get to the paying, I suppose.
You okay, kid? Looks like you're about to cry. You all right?
No, yeah, I'm just tired.
You
Nah,
all right?
yeah, I was taking calls till like 9 last night, so
9.
they
Oh,
were, yeah.
no, that's chuckles. Um, what questions are you using right now? So questions that you would be asking of what's your current occupation? Are you sedentary or do you have a physical job?
Mm. Okay. Okay.
How long have
I'm
you been
kind of
in that job?
got
Do you
you.
feel it helps sitting down all day with your step count? Like you're asking questions, but you're getting an awful lot of data from them. You know what I mean? Because your questions have 2 or 3 different purposes. Do you know?
Yeah. Okay.
What are you asking?
I'm going through the North Star. But I
Yeah, but
haven't been.
in the North Star, you're not going to ask them about their jobs, but that's what I'm saying to you. That's why you have to ask them that way.
Yeah.
Because the North Star is just solely based on what are they currently doing now to solve said problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I ask them about them jobs, is it because I know the first question is like, what are you looking for specifically? So like we're writing to the North Star.
And
So
then
is
you
it
just
before that?
sprinkle it in. You just sprinkle
Okay.
it in, buddy. You're just still getting your goals, but then you ask, can I ask? Actually, I never asked you, like, what do you do for work currently? Are you like working in an office or do you have a physical job or what do you do? What are you going to tell me?
Yeah, they're gonna tell me what they do.
All right.
How
Like,
they
is that
do it.
highly stressed? Like, I know you mentioned that you're like a full-time banker. What is that? Is that like a 6-figure plus in industry or what way does that work? Oh, yeah. Okay, cool. So a lot of stress then I imagine, right?
Yeah.
Like you're just having a conversation. Right, Willie, what am I looking at here, buddy? I'm looking at a
Go
six.
to go to
That's
minute
Will.
3. So basically, this guy, I had to restart because his connection sucks. This is the last 6 minutes. I think the Wi-Fi fucked me because 15 minutes into the call at the end, the Wi-Fi went out, and you're going to minute 3. And I'm just curious if there's anything I could have done differently, but I think
Hello?
Yeah, I'm hearing you now.
Okay, there we go. God bless.
Mhm.
All right. So you were saying again? All I heard was the business card and then you cut off.
Yeah, so I was saying I can make that payment today, but I need in writing of what I'm paying for. Like if you could send that on my email of what
Yeah,
we
what we do is we go over that with your payment. It's a terms of service, and I go over all of that with you.
okay.
Is that okay with you?
So you go over it over the phone?
Yeah, I'm gonna show it to you right here.
Okay, so what do I have for my side? Like, do you send me a
Yeah,
soft
yeah.
copy?
No, here's what happens. Okay, so this is your payment. Okay, and then what we do is I'm gonna send you a receipt, and I'm gonna send you the terms of service. Okay, that's everything that you're gonna get, and then I'm gonna show you everything that you're gonna get. It's called the deliverables. So I'm showing you here. It's all in writing. Give me 1 second.
the Wi-Fi, I think, just messed it up
Mhm.
because then he got
See-
more concerned.
That's going to be in writing, and it's going to go to your email, and I'm going to show it to you once I process your payment.
I'd probably wrap it up in a 3-step formula. So what we're going to actually do is there's 3 things. Number 1, we're going to get you actually set up and get you
So that covers the 3 months of coaching.
So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to get you set up and get you started. The second thing we're going to do is we're going to walk and talk you through exactly what we're going to deliver to you. And the third thing is I'm going to get it all sent out to you in an actual agreement. So you have your copy as well. So you're just happy enough and moving forward with that. Okay, so we start at 1, 2, and then 3. Happy enough? And then you come back. And then, like, if he gives you a stupid answer, like, oh, well, can you not just send it out? Well, we can't, because that's the third step. Unless you want to be a bronze.
He had his card out, like you can see it. So I literally think his phone did die.
Okay.
Like, and then he texted me afterwards.
He texts what?
He texted me right afterwards.
Yeah, I'll wrap it up. And it's just about just keeping your calm and collected and just keeping, like,
Yeah.
you know, just completely detached, and you just tell them this is how we do it in 3 steps. First is this, second is this, third is this, and then that's it. And then you just do it. Okay, let's go through for step 1 first anyway. In terms of like getting you all set up and started, what's your, you know, best email and your postcode? And then you're this, and you're that. Okay, in terms of how you want to make the first investment, how do you want to do that? Do you want to use a debit or a credit, or what do you want to use? And then you just, okay, so now in the second part, I want to just kind of share my screen with you and show you exactly what's going on. And then the third thing, I'm actually going to jump in and actually get it all sent out to you and then get you fully started. And be enough. So all they want is just a bit of calm and structure.
So just more like structure at the end of like what's about to happen.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you're fine. I think you're fine.
Like I can show that. Like it helps. It's. I mean, if you go like again to the end of it, you can see that he's like got his card out.
Since 2017, about 6 years now.
You guys meet in Orlando?
Oh yeah.
Nice. I used to, yeah, I told you this on the phone. I used to play.
And then boom, gone. He told me his phone died, but like, I don't know.
And is he? Can you get back with him now? No.
Yeah, then he's like, well, I actually want to start when I'm done with my business, whatever project that I have.
Okay. Yeah. Let me know how it goes. Just keep at him. See what the hell happens.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Right, let's have a look, Jill. I can't obviously make adjustments to this, but anyway. Is it you or do you have a team at the moment? How many leads, loan applications a month can you fulfill? I wouldn't say this at all. Firstly, you got to ask them what their North Star is, because nobody wants to fulfill loan applications. Why do they want to fulfill loan applications, Jill?
Yeah, they want to make more money.
Correct. Okay, so let's stay with that and then let's work it back. Okay, so if you want to make an extra 20K a month, how many more leads do you have to actually, you know, fulfill on? That's all it is. What I don't want you to do is question, can they actually do it? You know, because it just creates a bit of uncertainty. That's all. What are you currently doing now to achieve X, Y, Z goal? And what does it produce in terms of income? How far away are you from numbers? Okay, cool. So what I want you to do, if you think about it, so the North Star, so do you know what you're specifically looking for in terms of what we do here at AB&C Company? Yeah, I'm just looking to, you know, get more leads or whatever they're going to say to you. Okay, cool. Let's say we gave you all of those leads that you're looking for. What would be the outcome that you want even from all of that? Well, we just want to make more money. Okay, cool. And how much more money do you want to be able to generate? Well, we want to generate an extra 30,000 a month. Okay, cool. So if you add 30,000 onto, what are you currently making right now? So we're making 10. Okay, so that's about a 40K a month run rate of a company, right? Okay, so what are you currently doing now to achieve that, where you're 3x in your income? Okay, and do you feel like with the way you're doing this, like you can actually get there? You're going to have to make some of these small adjustments. No, I have to make some small adjustments. I know we're just straight in. Yeah. Make sense?
Yep.
Okay. How long have you been kind of in this position where you wanted to get to 40K a month? Okay, so that's a long time. And I presume you've tried a lot of different stuff, which I don't need to go into with you because obviously you're still here. Yeah. Yeah. So then then you're just straight into, can I ask, like, yes, you want to make more money, but like, why is this important to you now? Why not just kind of keep doing X, Y, and Z? I know it's probably not working, but like, why are we here today? Do you know what I mean? So now we're into that, and then we're in then we're into future pace. Ideal lifestyle. Yeah. Go through it again.
Sorry.
Will you go through it again?
No, I think it's good. I'm gonna listen back to the
This
recording.
will be in. I think it's in the community. So just go into the community. You'll be able to see it there. You'll be able to walk through it again.
Bill, I got a question real quick.
Go for it.
So in the beginning, right, our offer is kind of like a tripwire. They pay
Mm-hmm.
$97 for like a little bit of a basics course on how to get their car rental business up and running.
Yeah.
How do we efficiently get them to realize that they don't want to do it by themselves and they need us to actually help and get it up and running? Like a quick question or two, because I'm asking them it, like, do you want to do it by yourself? And they're like, no, it'd be nice to have help. But they don't realize, I think, that where they're at right now, they're not going to get help because they haven't gone through anything yet.
Yeah, it's more of a case of asking them what their goal is. Let's say their goal is to make $5,000. Okay, and have you equated that to actually time invested in the business? They're going to turn around and be like, no, what do you mean? Well, what I mean is, like, for you to make $5,000, you ultimately have to be working about 25 hours a week to get to that level. Now, if you want to get above that, you obviously have to multiply it again. So when you say help, do you mean actual coaching, or you actually mean people boots on the ground?
You asking me?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so it's basically like we help them like with coaching, we help them like get their own get their first car.
Yeah,
it's
so
pretty
you
much
help them with strategy. You help them with strategy without actually doing any of the work. Does that make sense? You're guiding them without actually doing it for them.
Well, they're doing it's like a 2 steps below done for you.
Yeah, so you're guiding them. You're telling them what to do rather than doing it for them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So the questions then you have to ask is more based on, like, do you feel like if you just did this on your own that you could get to X, Y, and Z, or you kind of feel that, like, if you had more experience, more people around you that can, really guide and prevent you from making those mistakes? Like, do you think that would help you get to X faster?
That's after the goal, not necessarily before in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a reason you don't do it in the beginning?
Well, the goal is the most important thing. That's the single biggest important aspect of the call,
Right.
of any call or any interaction or any conversation. So that's the most important thing. Yeah. Makes sense.
Okay, cool. Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
And then after that, then it's a case of, okay, like, do you feel if you just did this on your own that you could get to where you want to go, or you kind of had to, have some, I suppose, experience around you, some education, knowledge, people that have done before? Do you think that would make it faster for you? All you want them to do is agree that getting coaching is exactly what's going to get them there faster. That's all you want to do.
Okay.
Yeah. And then you just ask them, like, would you be open to that? Or how do you feel? Now, you can obviously do this on your own, and you could probably waste a lot of time, potentially a lot of money, and potentially a lot of frustration. It's kind of like this: when you wanted to learn how to drive, you just didn't get in the car yourself and drive down the road, because you would have crashed into every car on the side of the path. You fundamentally got lessons, even when you swam, or even when you learned how to play football or soccer or ice hockey or whatever. You just didn't get on the ice and just fucking skate off. You got education, you got knowledge, you got experience, because that's what it takes to kind of really, have success in things. It's past education that's going to push you forward. So it's just making it make sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it was just a one-off day when that did happen, but that does help because I was asking it before the goal. It's like, it makes more sense.
Yeah. Jill, I think in terms of this, buddy, I think this will be a bit better. Figuring this out. Figure out the North Star. Figure out how many leads they need, and figure out, how much of a gap there is. Yeah.
Okay. Just a quick question about this. A lot of people that jump on the calls with me right now, the marketing is kind of vague, so they don't really know exactly what we do in terms of the process, etc. So sometimes, when I'm start asking some question, they'll be like, hey, I don't know anything about what you do, so you can get like straightforward into it. So what I'm trying to do right now is that I'm getting like, I'm giving them like some top lines, and I'm trying to get back in terms of into the process.
Yeah.
So what would you recommend in terms of
in terms of which, now they don't have a fair idea what you guys do, is it?
Yeah.
Meaning they just booked a random call?
Yeah, I mean, the marketing is like, it's kind of like it's like a 5 million volume guarantee for them, etc. But they don't know the process, they don't know how it works, they don't know if it's like appointments or just leads, etc. So they just, jumping on calls sometimes just to know a little bit more about it. And,
Okay, so you kind of have to do a little bit of education on the front.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would give them like a 10,000 view and give them a good understanding. So what we basically do is we help and support you by providing X, Y, and Z so you can do 1, 2, and 3. Is that what you're looking for, or how do you feel? Okay, now can I ask, like in terms of your own, business, what are you specifically looking for? So you gave them an idea and then you asked the question again and then you're just moving through. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because some people want people to do it for them, so you got to figure that out first, because what they want may not be what you offer. Do you know what I mean? So just go through it that way, I would.
Okay, cool.
But you shouldn't get an awful lot of that. Like, they should be pretty much have an idea of who you are and what you guys do.
Yeah, that's kind of weird because I would say the offer on the marketing itself is like kind of promising a volume that they will have in terms of the 6 months period, but they don't know about the process. They don't know if they have to call like 100 shitty leads or if they have directly appointments, etc.
Yeah.
So they don't know about the process.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Do that. Let me know how it goes. Korea, what's going on with you, big dog?
Not too much further. Just this is the call I dropped there. Basically she would not move forward for any logical reason. Essentially, she had the money. She was the lawyer, so money wasn't an issue.
Yeah.
But I just couldn't figure out how to break through to her. Like I used like most of the reframes I could think of, essentially like how much you pay for college tuition, right? Like this is comparison to that. Like, do you feel like the investment is worth it, right? But for some reason she just I guess I couldn't get through to her. So I'm wondering if there was anything else I could have done differently in terms of I guess sometimes you do walk into these people who think they're smarter than God.
Yeah.
You can figure it out on their own.
Yeah.
And for those kinds of people, right? Like I'm wondering if there's anything you can do to just like bring it up for them, like wake them up, like, hey.
Yeah. Let's have a look.
Yeah. So it starts. Yeah, I just dropped the link there from minute 1909 is where we start. Like we start getting into it.
Get into it.
The next and all that. Just we want to move along the process as soon as possible. But
Okay, does she have a camera on?
she did, but I don't know why the recording doesn't have it. But she had the
Any
camera on the
questions
whole
for me,
call.
was that all like crystal clear in terms of the process and how we work with our students?
No, it's clear. I mean, I think most of this I kind of saw in those videos that were sent prior to.
Perfect. Now, I guess because for me, that the most important thing at the end of the day is like, do you actually feel like everything we've covered, like everything you've seen for us, do you feel like this can, I guess this is what you need to get you where you want to be with this business?
Hey, no, I don't like that question, buddy.
Okay, make it more specific and use the word
Yeah,
feel.
I would actually, it's a throwaway question. There's no conviction in it. There's no kind of like,
Yeah.
there's no like fucking zoop. There's nothing there
Okay.
for me. Yeah. So I would
Okay.
like coming to the end of the call, buddy. I'd be starting
Yeah.
to get powered up here. Do you know what I mean? I'd be starting to
Okay.
get like a Power Ranger, starting to get
Yeah.
powered up, start to get fucking, excited. Because if you bring excitement to the call and you bring that happiness to the call and that energy
Yeah.
to the call, she's going to do the exact same thing.
Okay.
Well,
No conviction
I'll just be
there.
honest with you. Yes, but not right now, because the amount of money, I'm not saying it's not worth it, but it's just going to cut into what I'm trying to do. And so, for me, I would rather just figure it out on my own, save that money, put it towards figure it out on my own. And then, once I launch it, if I, able to start making money, and this feels a bit more like a luxury to me than I'm willing to do right now. So for me, it's like, okay, if I'm making a little bit of money, how can I take myself to the next level? Like that's where I feel like I would feel more comfortable paying for something like this.
Okay, gotcha. And I guess like if we can move the money to the side for a second, right? Like in terms of the whole process, right? Like if you did, like let's say you did have the money in hand, right? Like do you actually in like no is a totally okay answer. Do you actually feel like, can you honestly say if you put in the work, right? Is there any reason you feel like this wouldn't get you to your goal?
Good question. See how
My
stopped her in her track.
I guess I my concerns would be I mean the way everything is laid out, it sounds good. But then my
There's a
like
fact there,
skeptical,
yeah.
I feel like
Yeah.
are the people helping me not also like trying to do the same thing? Like does there not become the conflict of interest between like me trying to launch products and then you already launching products and
Yeah, for sure.
I'm sharing ideas and you know what's to stop you from
Yeah,
taking that
like
idea and
using
saying
your
that is a
ideas,
good idea. Yeah, I mean like
No, that's yeah, for sure.
there's no
I can see that.
protections necessarily for you know the person that
No,
is
like
signing up for it.
I can answer that for you as well, right? Like so it's simple, right? It's our reputation. Like let's say you come in, right, and we use your products, your ideas, and all that. What's to stop you from just like blasting us all over the internet, right? Like they stole my ideas, they did that and that, right? So all the years were spent like Cameron himself has spent building that up, right? And then it's gone, right? Like what's to stop him? Like what's like why would he do that for himself, right? It just wouldn't make sense.
So yes, instead of making a statement, ask a question. So what you would ask is, can I ask, like, do you think we would actually do that to our customers and our people that have valued us and actually wanted to move forward with us? Do you think we would take people in, completely steal their ideas, even though we've given them the ideas and actually done it ourselves?
Okay.
And leave her defend herself. You know, she's
Yeah.
going to be like, no, I definitely don't feel that that's what you would do. Okay, so what's coming up for you then? Like what's actually going on? She told you the objection. The objection is, I don't want to move forward with you guys. I have the money, but you probably haven't convinced me enough that you guys are the real deal and you're going to get me an ROI. That's what she basically just said. I'm going to try to, yeah, because she just basically told you, I don't like, I'm going to fail on my own. I'm going to try this on my own and fail. That's what she just basically said. So that means to me that she doesn't believe that what you presented to her is going to get her where she wants to go. That's the issue.
Yeah.
Because who here would want to try something on their own, even though they know that the likelihood of them failing is sky high? Probably 90% that she's going to fail, or anyone is going to fail. You know?
Yeah. For one product when he's launched over 60. Like it would just be kind of like shooting yourself in the toe, right? For no reason, right? So we don't share your ideas with anyone, like not even others, because that's up to you, right? If you want other students to comment or give you like reviews and stuff, that's totally cool, right? That's your choice to make. But in terms of giving your hard thought ideas, like this is why we don't have a list, right? Where we're just like, take this, like this is going to work, right? Because the truth is that
I
when
definitely
someone's giving you a list
over-explained
of
it.
ideas in terms of what you need to do exactly, they're not taking into account your life experience, right? And the thing that makes them cool is people's prior experiences in life and thinking about ideas that they never thought could actually become to life, right? So like we don't want to take that and then like just have like that given away. So it did not make sense for us to steal your ideas or whatever, because then it's just like what's the point, right? But like I guess like the reason I'd ask that like for you, like if there's any reason I guess you don't think this would work for you, right? Because it's oftentimes like like you don't have to do anything, you don't have to work with us, right? But again, it goes back to
You got to ask. So she's giving you a negative answer. Where do you got to go, Curry?
I gotta go positive.
No, you got to go negative.
Yeah. Okay.
You got to go negative, because then she'll come back positive.
Okay.
Okay, so from what we've explained and what we've gone through, what makes you feel that you want to do this on your own? You know, because the likelihood of you trying this on your own and actually hitting a home run in your first time building this business, I don't want to be an asshole and I don't want to tell you that you're going to fail. But the likelihood of you failing is probably a lot more than if we actually guided you and given you the right fucking blueprint. But let me ask you this, like, which do you think is going to be more beneficial? You doing this on your own and failing and wasting money, time, energy, and commitment, or you investing in a proven system that actually works and we can guarantee you success? Because that's kind of what you're saying, such, you know. And you're too clever, and you know you're too educated to, you know, think that's the right path. So can I just ask, like, what is actually, you know, making you want to do that, just to see where you are and if I can even help? And if I can't, then I'll just guide you in the right direction, and then, you know, we can shake hands and move forward. So you got to listen to what the first objection was. You know, it was basically, I don't see the value in what you present, and I don't want to invest my money in you. I'm going to waste my time and money doing this on my own. That's what she basically said. So that's a value issue.
Okay.
So she
Then,
doesn't.
for,
She's not too
like-
keen on what you presented. See where this goes.
Of course not.
Yeah.
I mean, like, yeah, that's not the issue. But you know, for me, I can't take the money out because that's very much a reality of what
Yeah.
what would be my deciding factor to be able to move forward. And so, you know, I don't think for me there's anything, you know, even with me saying like, what's to stop someone from taking my ideas, like that's not necessarily something that's going to like stop me from like walking through this process, or at least finding out more and trying to move forward. But
See what I said? So that's not the objection. Okay, the
Yeah.
objection is that she doesn't want to invest in you because she doesn't believe what you presented.
100%.
for
Okay, so-
me,
so- So just so I'm on the same page with you, right? It's sounding, at least, I mean, I could be wrong here, I could be totally off, right? Is this more of like a matter of just the logistics, the investment side of things, or is it like us actually getting you to your result?
also the investment side of it, it's not you all getting me to my results.
Okay.
I don't feel like
Okay.
I don't feel like that's the issue. Yeah, it's just
Okay.
at this
Perfect, right.
point. Yeah.
Yeah, then that's cool, right? Like, because if it was us getting you to the result, then maybe we're having a different conversation. Might not make sense for you, but that's cool. I guess if we're able to actually break that payment down into a more manageable like payment, right? So that we could actually help you get to your goal, right? Is that like something that you'd actually want to explore?
I mean, I did. It's a year mentorship. You know.
So when you ask a question like that, Curry, you got to finish it off. You got to wrap it up. Like,
Okay.
would you be interested in having a look at it, how we can actually make this work so we can get you to X so you can do Y? So yeah, yours is like, are you open to having a conversation? Everyone's open to have a conversation. Doesn't mean they're going to move forward. So you got to have the conversation based on something that they actually want to do, which is the action. So the conversation has to be based on action, not conversation
Okay.
for the sake of having conversation.
Conversation.
Yeah. But I would just pull a line in this now, and I would just say to her, look, Lyria, look, I don't want to be here all day with you, and I presume you're like super busy, and I don't want to take too much more time from you if you don't want to. Can I just be very blunt and ask, what's actually coming up for you? Is this more of like you have the investment and you're just unsure of moving forward, or you have the investment and you just don't want to move forward? Just help me understand, because then I can help. And if I can't help, then that's perfectly fine too. So you're just going to have to go fucking straight binary option here now, and you're just going to have to cut the fluff and puff and just ask the very direct question.
Okay, that's fair enough. And then what would make you make that decision to go binary like at this point? Is it just
Because you're dicking
I
it
guess-
out. You're like going back and
yeah,
forth.
yeah.
Just like
'Cause she's
from
unsure enough
here.
at this point. Yeah.
From what was it? 18,
Yeah,
19?
19.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you've wasted 6 minutes of just fluff and puff, and you're going to waste another 10 minutes here.
Yeah.
You're
Okay,
just
okay,
going
fair
to,
enough.
you'll just feel it in a conversation where you're like, no more. We're
Yeah.
just going to have a conversation now. Like, just what's coming up. Like, do you want to move forward? And you just have to figure out the logistics of the finances, or you just don't want to move forward. And that's just understandable too.
Okay, awesome. Thanks, Bill. Like that's definitely more than I need right now to
I'm all
implement.
about saving you some time, big dog.
Yeah, no, 100%. Like, because most of my closes come in under 20, 30 minutes. Like for that part, like the calls usually flow very fast, but it's like when I get these kinds of calls, then they'll end up like 30, 45 minutes. And it's just like, I basically cut this call with her at some point where I was just like, I think minute 36, like we just had a real moment where I was just like, I guess it doesn't feel like you actually want to do anything about this and you do want to stay where you are. Like, unless I'm wrong, right? Is that where you actually want to stay? And she said yes. Like then at that point I was just like, okay, cool. Like, we'll just end the call here and kind of leave like politely.
Yeah.
Okay, cool, man. Thanks. You're giving me 3 great things to work on.
Okay. Guys, anyone else have any issues, problems, concerns? Right, guys, all you guys on Facebook, I've just tagged the link to the group. Come on in if you have some questions. Are you guys okay? You need anything else?
Bill, I have a question again, just about, the business partner smoke screen.
Yeah.
Because a lot of guys at the end of the call say, hey, everything look nice, even in terms of the finance, it makes sense for me. I'll just need to run this by, my business partner.
Yeah.
But most likely they use it as a smoke screen and don't come back also. So
Correct.
do I double down on the responsibility in terms of, their family and everything, or?
First, you got to figure out what the actual objection is through the smoke screen of the partner. From there, then you can obviously redirect that to responsibility, or you can redirect that to overcoming the actual person itself. What you got to figure out is a money for logistics, and then from then it comes back down to the responsibility, or it comes back down to you making a decision on moving forward.
Yeah, because you know, even sometime when I kind of push it a little bit, sometime, you know, they say, hey, you know, the money is good and everything look nice in terms of the process, but I just need to, you know, run this by my business partner because we take decision together. So I had a lot of deposit. Like I had like 10 deposit like last month that, you know, a lot of them didn't close because it was just smoke screen and they never come back after this.
Okay.
So
what you do moving forward now, this is what you're going to do moving forward. You're going to up the investment of the down payment.
Yeah. For example, 2 weeks ago, I had a down payment of a guy like 1,000. Okay.
Yeah.
But you know, ever since I didn't got any news from him, like he not being responsive or whatever. So that's kind of, you know, weird sometime.
Yeah. Well, if he wants his $1,000 back, what's he going to have to do?
Yeah, you have to come back to me anyway.
Correct. So I'd rather have those guys that I'm following up with and doing the work with an X, Y, and Z, you know? So here's the other side, right? You could, if you don't get a down payment, this is what happens. You'll go into the follow-up land, and follow-up land leads to absolutely nowhere. I'd rather have six people that have given me $1,000 that I can follow up with for the next 30 days. I'll easily get 3 of them. Or you could have 20 people in a follow-up pipeline. The likelihood of you getting 3 sales out of 20 people that way is slim to none. But I know if I give you $1,000, that means I'm still highly interested in what you want to provide me. You know, so don't look at it as a way of like, but they're not coming back. They will come back because they want the money. But also if you're not taking enough of a chunk, then they'll just write it down to experience and they'll just write it off.
Yeah, because a lot of them, I was getting like $100 deposit also, and you know those ones, they just send a text, hey, you know, I'm not doing this, and
yeah. Push the needle, go to 500 to 1,000.
Okay.
Know? Yeah, because that one stings a little bit more than $50 or $10 or whatever it may be. Yeah. Okay, Samash, what's going on with you, big dog?
What's up, Bill? I had a question around how to assess the seriousness of like if a person is like info seeking or not. Because I had a call just like that I just got off of. And I want to know, like, should I continue to push more, or is this person like BSing me and not waste my time? I don't really know how to gauge that.
Well,
because
you gauge it from the questions you ask and the answers that they receive, that you receive.
Okay, so
what questions are you asking that would make you feel that they're just info grabbers?
Well, for one, I would just say some of her responses were like, I'm curious to see what you guys do. I'm just curious. She said that multiple times.
Yeah.
Right. Even when I was asking around like the cost of inaction, she was like, what did she say specifically around that? Oh, yeah, this is what she said. It's not gonna, like, if I just kept doing what I'm doing now, right? You know, it's not gonna be like, it's not gonna be that bad or
no. The issue is when it comes to ideal lifestyle and cost of inactions and all that kind of stuff, you got to make sure that they're committed to actually making a change before you go there, because it won't land if you go that way with it. So this needs to be upstream before you hit a why now aspect. You need to ask the person, well, I know you're curious, but are you curious to actually solve this problem? Yes or no? Or are you just looking for information?
Okay.
What would I have done? They would have put a cat amongst the pigeons, as they say. You would have found out very fucking quickly, are they actually wanting to solve this problem, or are they just fucking, wasting my time? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So those kind of things, like when they keep bringing it up, I'm just curious, you just drop the hammer. You just say, are you curious to actually solve this problem, or are you just curious to figure out ways to solve the problem? Because they're two different things, buddy. Mikey, you got another baby, big dog. This is your second one, right?
Yeah, man. So
what's his name?
It's Lorenzo.
Lorenzo. What's the other boy's name?
Marcelo.
Marcello and Lorenzo. You're not even Italian. That's so weird.
Ninja Turtles.
I'm American anyway, so
What did they say? I saw a podcast there the other day. Why don't we all just call each other American? We always have to say we're Italian American, or we're Mexican American, or we're African American, or we're Irish American. Why don't we just say we're all just American?
exactly.
Yeah.
You gotta have
What's going on
some
with you?
culture.
What's going on, Mikey? Where are you?
I'm at home right now. I'm watching my son, but
Good.
if it's okay, I have a question on. I have a struggle with my offer I'm on.
Okay.
Their marketing, kind of like the other guy, it sucks. They're just bringing people in straight out the internet. They regular 9-to-5ers. They understand kind of like what we do, but they're not indoctrinated to the offer.
Okay.
So I'm trying to get them to basically just take accountability for themselves and their actions. Do you recommend like pre-framing the call in the beginning around something like that, or wait till later? How would you handle something like that?
It depends on what they're seeing. Again, it comes down to, Samash, like people can be curious, but are they curious to solve an issue? Do you know what I mean? Like, are they just, if you got a wound opened up and the blood is gushing out, you can do two things. You can stitch it up or you can put a cover on it. Like, I want to figure out, are they interested in actually solving the problem or just holding on to the problem? You know what I mean? Is it a case where, like, when you jump on these, they don't actually know who you are, and what you guys do? Is that what's coming on?
That's the problem. So the guy that I work for, the offer I'm working on,
Yeah.
he's really like famous in the real estate space. He's well, I'm not gonna really get into that, but
don't.
for the people that know him, calls are great. Like, they're awesome.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
then for the people that have no idea who he is,
Yeah.
my process that I'm taking them through, like, they're like, oh yeah, I feel like it would or something, but then they're like, oh, can I get some reviews or recommendations from somebody and stuff? And I try to put the accountability on them in the objection handling, but I feel like I need to be doing that before
Before. Yeah. Before, because it's like you're trying to run uphill when the incline is already on the treadmill. You're already burnt up. You need to level out the playing field before you get into objection handling. Yeah.
What I was thinking of doing is, because in the beginning I asked them, how'd you come about finding us? They're like, oh, it's just on YouTube, 2 days ago or last week or something.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking maybe I should give them homework and then rebook the call.
You could, or you could say to them, okay, and like, I know you've said you followed us a week ago. In the week that you have followed us, like, how much have you actually seen, just to make sure that, you've seen enough for us to be able to want to be on a call today.
Got it. Yeah.
And then they're going to tell you, and then you're going to ask them a question, and it's just a very simple question. Okay, so like, you've done a good bit of research then, are you comfortable with obviously having this conversation today, and what we are going to figure out is where you are, what you want to do, and how we can actually help you get there.
Yeah.
So like, you got to have a little bit more directness, especially if they're, a little bit green around the ears.
Got it. Yeah, I'm actually getting on an offer, a second offer right now with somebody from your team. So they're going to be helping me out and stuff like that.
Nice.
On that offer that I think.
Very good. Very good. Very good. How do you get on all these offers, eh?
I know a lot of people and I'm good at what I do. I keep getting on some of the harder offers or the wrong offers there. So
yeah. That's how you network. You get really, really good at what you do, and you shake a lot of hands. People don't understand that. But anyway, say Levy. Andrew Brown, what's going on, big dog?
Thanks.
Hello.
Hello,
yeah, I'm all right, mate. I've had 2 calls, just came off the second one there. I'm just trying to get comfortable being uncomfortable at the moment.
Well, it looks like you're pretty comfortable as is. You're lying in your bed.
Yeah. I'm having a breather before the next one.
Fucking 3:45 in the day. You need to get up out of that bed now before I drive all the way up the door and get you in the head. Right. Okay. So we're starting to take some calls, which is good.
Yeah.
How's it going so far?
First one, I went into money, mate. I need to get out of the money conversation. I think I'm having too many money conversations when it's just, it's not, it's fear. first one, I asked for a deposit. She said no. I was kind of just shocked, really, because I was just so convinced she was going to say yes. And I just totally bottled it, basically. I've got a follow-up booked in with her tomorrow. We'll see if she shows up to that. That one, it was a need to discuss with my husband. And, you know, I was like, yeah, that's fine. Went down deposit route again. Probably should have gone into, you know, fear. Again, she said no to deposit. And I went after her, to be fair, which I'm pleased, because the first one, I just totally bottled it. And I was like, realistically, you know, we're having a money conversation here. I like call a spade a spade. I feel like we shouldn't really be having a money conversation right now. If you're not willing to put deposits down, like, to me, it's just, are you even wanting to do this? And she was like, no, yeah, I am. And like, it's just a lot of money. I need to talk to my husband. And again, I didn't really know where to. It's not that I didn't know where to go. I like I say, mate.
What I would say to you is try not have money conversations.
Yeah.
And have commitment conversations. Like, do you feel the investment is preventing you from getting X, Y, and Z? Do you think that should stop you from having 1, 2, and 3? Do you think your partner would want you to feel X, Y, and Z instead of feeling 1, 2, and 3? So like, these are better questions, because what they are doing is taking it away from how much money can I take from you right now to how can I actually help you?
Yeah.
You know, keep going.
Oh yeah,
The only way you're going to get better is by keep doing it, keep going, keep pushing, keep throwing it up. See what comes down. Right. Any other questions, guys? Gavin, are you okay, buddy? What's going on?
Yeah,
with
I'm
you?
good.
I'm good. Our 7 foot tall white man.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm just having a problem doing the window shopping thing. It's a lot like Mike. He's a big influencer in the e-com space, but when people hop on, they're just like, can I get more information? I answer, okay, what information do you need on us? And they're just like, I just want to see how much it costs. And then I kind of go into like, well, have you done any research on us? And they just keep going on and on, beating around the bush, and it's just hard to, you know, pinpoint what they're looking for.
Yeah. Let's say you did all the research under this green sun. What do you want? What's the big goal of everything? Because I can't imagine you want to do a whole lot of research for no particular reason, right? Play along with me, Gavin.
Yeah, you're right. I think I just want to make more money.
Okay, like in terms of making more money, how much more money do you want to make over the next like 60, 90 days with A, B, and C process?
Yeah, I'm only making like 3 to 4 grand a month right now. So if I had, you know, maybe double that, I'd be doing a lot better.
Right. Okay. So you got to get around, I don't know, 6 to 8K roughly.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah. And from what you've seen from Tom and Dick and Harry, do you feel like we can actually help you get there, or how do you feel? I know you said that you're looking for more information, but I can't imagine you're on 55 different random calls with 55 different businesses, right?
Yeah. I think I have a couple different calls set up, but you know, I'm just trying to gauge what I'm, you know, actually wanting. Yeah, I think that's where I'm at right now.
Okay. And like, I know you said you got a couple of calls kind of build out with all the people that you have calls build out. Like, those are the people that, you know, can actually get you where you want to go, or how do you feel?
I think they have big names, and I feel like I trust their videos, and you know, I like their videos, and they give a lot of free content out, and that's kind of what's attracted me to them. They provide value, so
okay. They're not providing value on how to fish better than the sea and shit like that. They're providing value on how to actually make the money, right? And how
yeah.
Okay, cool. So what I'm trying to do is I'm just trying to turn you into, from an information seeker to an actual a decision maker on a different path in terms of what you want and what you want to achieve. And you just base it on stupidity. I can't imagine that you're like having 55 different random calls, right? I'm sure you have 1 or 3 people, and then you're just like, you're boxing them in to basically agreeing to what you say.
Yeah. It's a type of offer where it's low ticket, like it's only 2 to 3 grand. And they have a lot of volume, so that's kind of the only reason I've stuck with it, is because it's just constant reps. It's tons of different people, from kids that are like 16 to like a 55-year-old that just wants to get into e-com. So it's a bunch of different scenarios. This is the only reason why I've stuck on it, until I get, you know, a lot better at this craft. But I think
you're in the right spot then with that, because what that will do will tell you how to be quick on your feet in terms of how to steer people back to decision making rather than information seeking. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's got to be based on the goals that they have rather than just the information that they're looking for.
Yeah. I agree.
Okie dokie. Like that kind of stuff that will help.
Yeah. I've been going through your whole breakdown process and the course in school. So that's been helping a lot too.
Okie dokie. Okay, guys, I'm out. Anyone, any last thoughts? Any last issues, problems, concerns?
Last question, Bill. Before we go, with all those person who have like a down payment, do I push hard on them in terms of like follow up to get them into the program as quickly as possible, or do I just let them,
Don't ever let them sit.
Yeah, that's
no, don't let anyone sit. Even Andrew, the person that is supposed to do a follow up, you build that relationship like they've already paid, like they've already invested. Because it's harder to say no to a friend than it is to a stranger. So you build a relationship up. You ask them, hey, are you in a better place to get started so you can go and achieve 1, 2, and 3? Like, these are the questions. It's always got to be based on, are you ready to go and achieve goals? Are you ready to go and achieve X? Are you ready to go and do 1? Do you know what I mean? It's got to be based on, the action's got to be based on where the outcome is.
Okay, sounds good. Thanks.
Like, hey, I got 30 minutes here on Friday. Let's book something in so we can have a conversation about getting you to 1, getting you to X, Y, and Z. Yeah. Like, you got to steer them to a decision, steer them to an action. Same with you, Andrew. Hey, I know that we spoke the other day. I just wanted to just give you a quick message just to say, love the conversation, really appreciate, you opening up, and just looking forward to, speaking with you in X time.
Wow.
Now she'll respond, and then you say, now can I ask, like, do you have any questions before then? More than happy to answer. Do you need me to send anything out? You're just building conversation with them. Yeah. You're just keeping them in the loop. All right. Okie dokie. See you later. Au revoir. See you later.
Thank you.
Ciao. Bye-bye.
Bye.